Okay, this is Johnny Boy Boxing at Fight Hype. I'm here with Mikey Garcia. How you feeling in Barclays?
Bro, it's good to be back here. You know, it's been a while since I was here, but now at least I'm here. I'm not the one with the weigh-in, and I'm here more of a fan now than having to go through all of this. But it's good to be here.
Definitely. And who you with? You're here with the legend, your father. We got to talk about your dad. He's the one that started it all.
Started it all. You know, he was the pioneer for us, and you know, it's good to be here, spending time with my dad, enjoying my retirement, and just like I said, now we're here as a fan.
Definitely. Well, who you picking for tomorrow's night's fight? Lamont Roach and Tank.
It's a stacked card. Lots of world title fights, you know. So it's very exciting to be here. Obviously, we're supporting Rayo Valenzuela. That's our boy. But he's in a tough matchup as well. And that's what makes this card interesting, because they're all good matches. You got Sandro Martin, who I lost to, against Puello, who's also very tricky southpaw, undefeated. That's a chess match in itself. Both of them are very defensive fighters. Then you got, well, obviously Rayo, like I said, and Russell. You got Rayo, but solid matchup, you know. Tank, I'm gonna go with Tank. I'm a fan of Tank. His power, you know, he's carrying this bigger size naturally, so I'm gonna go with Tank. But you can't sleep on Roach. You're gonna see the best version of him, you know. So you'll be surprised if he's able to, you know, put something together. But I'm still picking Tank.
And how does he do it? How do you think he wins victorious against Lamont?
With that kind of power, you kind of expect Tank to win by stoppage at some point, but you know, you can't overlook, you know. Like I said, you're here to face the best version of your opponents every single time. So I'm still picking Tank, but overall, like I said, as a fan, I'm here to enjoy a good night.
Yeah, definitely. And what about talking about Rayo? What does he have to get? What things does he have to worry about with his opponent?
Russell has power too, so that's probably one of the things you gotta kind of, you know, be aware. But we're gonna surprise a lot of our people when you see Rayo's improvements. His boxing has improved, his confidence has improved, and you saw a little bit of that in this last fight when he beat Pitbull. Not many people believe Rayo could box. Now you're gonna see other adjustments being made, and you're gonna see Rayo perform. You know, and again, can't take anything from Russell. Russell's very talented and very powerful too. 17 knockouts of 17 wins, so we gotta keep that in mind. But Rayo's skills again have improved significantly.
So if Rayo's successful, do you see him going into a unification with Hitchens, T.O.? What do you see? What do you see? What do you want him to see to go?
That's what everybody wants to see. You know, everybody wants to see champion versus champion, and those are very likely possibilities for Rayo. I mean, Rayo's here, ready to prove to everyone that he's a world champion, you know, for a reason, and those big fights will continue to solidify him as one of the best in the division.
Hey, Mikey, so far the main event as well. Talking about the main event, how do you see this fight going with Lamont Roach, Gervonta Davis, and as fighter for yourself that you've been in the ring and you have to go up on weight to face somebody? Lamont Roach is going up on weight for this fight, and you know the critics keep on saying that could be a disadvantage for him going to this fight. But what do you think about that?
I think it's a good matchup, though. I mean, it is interesting to see when a fighter moves up in weight class. Can he carry the power? Can he carry the speed? Carry, you know, all his fundamentals? But that's what makes it a good matchup, an interesting matchup. I still think Tank is the favorite for a reason, being that he's been in the division the longest. He's carried his power. He's carried his speed. He's very, very methodical, very patient. Takes his time, but when he lands, you know, that power is significant. So I'm still thinking and picking Tank for the win.
Knockout or by all 12?
I think he gets a stoppage.
Last one for me, Mikey. I just want to pick your brain again. That Canelo Crawford, I know you've always been very talkative about, you know, every fight coming up. But What do you think about that fight overall and Crawford going up 3 weight classes again? The same topic that you know I just brought up right now.
Crawford is super talented. One of the most talented fighters that I've seen, right? And I've always been a fan of Crawford too. I think size does matter at that point, because you saw a little bit already when he fought Madrimov in his last one. fight wasn't the Crawford that we are used to seeing. Now jumping up 2 extra weight classes, I think it's gonna be a big challenge. But I mean, at the end of the night, they're both winning. They're both going home with bags full of money, bro. So at the end of the day, I mean, that's all that matters. You're gonna go face against, your biggest challenge, but you walk away with all that, money and then just the experience of being there. That's a win in itself.
And from the outside looking in, what advice can you give Crawford that give him the route to victory against Canelo?
I'd say box. Don't try to measure yourself in strength and size when you fight in Canelo. I'd actually like to see him lighter. Don't try to be as strong as Canelo. Box. Be elusive, be fast, and use your experience like that. Turn southpaw and back to right and confuse Canelo. That's what you got going for you. Now Canelo, the other way around. You use the size, fighting combinations, pressure. Use the advantage of being heavier, all night. Use your power again, That's kind of what Canelo has to do.
Your reaction to Virgil Ortiz and how he performed.
I think that's a great win, man. He's proving to everyone fight after fight that he is a top champion for a reason. His last fight, it was first 4 rounds maybe a little tricky because the guy kept moving around plenty, but eventually Virgil's power and size took over, and you saw the difference. Saw the difference in size, power, and tiring out his opponent, eventually just taking over to the point where he hurt him a few times, and Madrimov had to almost kind of smother Ortiz in a little bit just to survive. So Ortiz showed that.
Mikey, thank you for your time.
Let me walk over.
Mikey, thank you for your time. Johnny Boy Boxing at Fight Night.